That breaking news overnight about major moves on guns in this country, but these two things going in dramatically different directions.
That's right. The Senate passing the first major gun safety legislation with bipartisan support in decades. But it comes in the wake of the massacres in Uvalde, Texas and Buffalo, just hours after the Supreme Court struck down a New York law expanding gun rights, now making it easier to carry guns outside the home. Our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, has the latest on all of that for us. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Amy. Two branches of government, two very different directions on guns in America. At the Supreme Court, those conservative justices handing down a massive victory for gun rights advocates in America, while at the Senate, after decades of partisan stalemate and bloody tragedies in our streets and schools and churches and stores and so many other places, that rare moment of bipartisan agreement on reforming gun laws in America. Overnight, a rare bipartisan achievement on Capitol Hill. The Senate passed a gun safety bill.
This bill is a compromise. It doesn't do everything I want, but what we are doing will save thousands of lives without violating anyone's Second Amendment rights.
In a 65-33 vote, senators approved the most consequential gun reform in nearly 30 years, following two of the country's most devastating mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde.
I don't believe in doing nothing in the face of what we saw in Uvalde and we've seen in far too many communities.
15 Republicans, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, joined all Democrats, even though the measure fell far short of President Biden's proposals. The $13 billion package will enhance background checks for gun buyers under 21, strengthen laws to prevent partners convicted of domestic violence from purchasing a gun, and provide funding for gun violence prevention programs, school security, and mental health. This just hours after the Supreme Court handed down a sweeping gun rights ruling Thursday, declaring that a New York state law that puts strict limits on carrying guns outside the home is unconstitutional. In a 6-3 vote, the conservative majority held that the state's requirement that anyone seeking to carry a concealed handgun must show proper cause for it violates the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Justice Clarence Thomas writing the majority opinion saying, "We know of no other constitutional right that an individual may exercise only after demonstrating to government officers some special need. It is not how the Second Amendment works when it comes to public carry for self-defense." Justice Stephen Breyer, writing in dissent, pointed to the nearly 300 mass shootings that have already occurred this year, saying the court's decision does not consider the potentially deadly consequences.
It's reprehensible. It's not what New Yorkers want. And we should have the right of determination of what we want to do in terms of our gun laws in our state.
80 million Americans live in states with similar proper cause requirements as New York's, and those are now likely unconstitutional.
The licensing regimes will still be in place, but the teeth are largely removed in places like New York. Those objective requirements are not going to limit the number of people who carry concealed weapons in public.
This is a blockbuster case at the Supreme Court, and there are more to come. We're waiting on more rulings from the justices today. Some of the big ones still outstanding. There's a major case on the EPA's authority to regulate the emissions that are driving climate change. There's a case about coaches leading prayers after school sporting events. And, of course, that huge abortion case out of Mississippi where that leaked opinion suggests that the court is ready to overturn Roe versus Wade. But that case could come next week. Amy?
All right, Terry Moran for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.